Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rate My Professor podcast with Rachel and Matt. I'm Matt.
And I'm Rachel.
And this podcast is your go-to for all things Stockton Comm professors. We take the website Rate My Professor and put it into an entire podcast for you, so you know which professor you should take and which professor you should not take. Rachel?
So our first episode today is on Dr. Chad Roberts.
Chad.
What a guy.
What a guy.
And a busy guy, I might add, Matt.
Very busy.
He is the general manager of WLFR, and for those who don't know, WLFR is the Lake Fred radio station, 91.7 FM, and he also has his own podcast, Two Geeks and a Git.
Love that.
In that podcast, him and a couple friends talk about classic movies.
Yes, we actually have listened to his podcast before. Highly recommend. Definitely go check it out. You can find it wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever.
And then, so let's get into his ratings.
Yes.
So on ratemyprofessor.com, Chad has a 5 out of 5 overall quality.
Which is crazy. I mean, I feel like that's pretty hard to do to get a 5 out of 5.
Right? And a 100% would take again.
Look at that.
Wow. And a 1.9 level of difficulty.
I agree with that, I'd say, right?
Yeah. Have you taken any classes with him other than this one?
I have not. This is my first class with him. It's obviously podcasting. This class, I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm learning a lot. And to actually be able to get into a studio and record something and actually be able to show my work is something that I've never, I mean, I've had that before, but not in like this format, and it's definitely something I'm enjoying a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is my second class with him. The first one I took spring sophomore year, maybe?
That's a while ago.
And that was WLFR. I did an internship at the radio station, and if I can be honest, it was probably my favorite internship.
Really?
It was a lot of work,
Yeah.
but it was fun.
Oh.
And I learned new music.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
What were some of the some of the things that Chad had you do in that class?
Well, we had to meet at 8:30 for no reason. So that was already starting off strong. Because we would have class for 5 minutes and then he'd be like, okay, bye.
Come on, Chad.
Right? And my next class wasn't until 10:20, but I wasn't going to go home.
Yeah, no.
So that was not the best.
Just rotted at Duncan until 10:30.
Basically. And then, so that was like, I'm not a morning person, so that was not good. But we got to pick the time for our shows.
Oh, awesome.
And then we would go on air for an hour and play music. Every 15 minutes, you just have to do you have to do something for that.
Yeah.
You have to say, like, WLFR 91.7 or 91.7 WLFR.
Yeah.
Just every now and then. But it was actually really cool because you got to play a DJ.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so much fun. Highly recommend to anyone who is curious about what they want to do, is curious about the radio station. Pretty solid class.
So you would definitely take it again?
I would take it again.
And what review would you give that class?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Probably like a 3.5.
Okay.
Only because
The 8:30 wake up.
The 8:30 wake up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I am not a morning person at all.
Yeah. Mornings suck.
And you know what, Rachel? While we're talking about ourselves a little bit, we should probably introduce ourselves a little bit because we this is our first episode for our loyal listeners. So let's talk a little bit about ourselves. Should I go first?
Go first.
Okay, let's get into it. I'm Matt Cavallo. I am a comm major. I am a senior here at Stockton University. My concentration in my major is media and journalism. I currently work as a promotions assistant for Town Square Media South Jersey, a journalism intern. For those who can't hear, Rachel snapping her fingers. There it is. Yeah, so I'm a journalism intern for the Press of Atlantic City, and I currently run the Argo, which is Stockton University's student-run newspaper. So, just a little bit busy, Rachel. Not too much.
Yeah, just a tad.
No, I'm not stressed at all.
You don't look it at all.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank God this is only audio only for this podcast, not picture too.
Right. Well, I guess we'll talk about my favorite subject, me.
Oh. I think that's Chad's favorite subject too.
About me or him?
No, about you.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Rachel Zmansky. I'm also a senior, and I am studying communications. My major is in journalism. I work for URM, which is University Relations and Marketing. I run the Stockton TikTok account. Actually. So I'm not as busy as Matt. I am an honorary member of the Argo.
Yes.
I get the email.
She's on our email list. She's on our. Are you still in the group me too?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
But it's on mute.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you on that one. I wish I could have it on mute too.
Yeah.
But anything else you'd like to share about yourself?
Well, something about both of us. We have the same birthday.
We do. May 24th, 2002. You were born in 2002. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Same day, same year. We found that out last year. Crazy. Didn't we find that out at Community Day?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh, Community Day.
Community Day. That's a whole other podcast.
That actually will be our second episode. We will discuss Community Day.
Yes.
So you guys have to come back to hear that. We're gonna leave you on a cliffhanger.
Absolutely. All right. So should we get back to Chad Roberts now?
Yes. Let's talk about Chad.
All right. Talk about Chad, Rachel.
Well, what should we talk about? He's loud. He's from Minnesota. Won't let you forget that.
Yes.
He's a pretty good guy.
No,
Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
I've only been in his class now. I mean, we're recording this podcast. It's February 28th, and it'll be almost a month and a half of me being in his class, and I'd say I enjoy it. He's a nice guy, great professor, very funny.
Yes.
Definitely a relatable guy, and he only keeps class until 7:00 at night, which is very nice on a Monday, especially a Monday night.
Yes. Yes.
And because Rachel has to get home and watch The Bachelor, so.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for keeping that in mind.
Yes.
I feel like he does it just for me
Just
sometimes.
so you can watch The Bachelor.
However, he does make me have to drive here, and then we're out in a half hour.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty valid, actually.
Yes. So that's, I guess, the only thing I could say that is not the best about having a 6 p.m. with him or an 8:30 with him. Because it does end early, and that is good. I'm not saying it's bad.
Please don't start keeping us until 7:50, Chad.
No, please don't. Please don't. It's just, it could be an email.
Some days it could be.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, no slight to Chad, but it could be an email some days.
Yes. And that is a direct quote from Brie Beretta.
Oh, we're dragging Brie Beretta into this now. For those of you who don't know, Brie Beretta is a dear friend of Rachel's and mine, and she's also in Chad's class, and I'd say she enjoys it too.
I would say so. She definitely...
She just has issues with the lighting in that class.
Everyone has issues with the lighting in that class.
Yeah, that's like insane asylum lighting.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the classroom has no windows.
No.
So it has, like, waiting room lights, and just not ideal.
Migraine-inducing lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, it is a good class. It's very engaging. I think in terms of like keeping us engaged, Chad does a good job. We all kind of we all get along in that class. I'd say we kind of have conversations with each other, and it's definitely a very casual vibe in that class.
I was just gonna say we all participate.
Yeah.
And I have never been in a classroom where every single person will talk at least once.
No, I know it, and it happens just about every class too.
Which I think is amazing.
No, it's definitely
I think
a
that's
testament
so
to Chad
good.
that he's able to keep the class engaged like that.
Yes, yes.
So
10 out of 10 for class engagement.
there you go. Not even a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you hear that, Chad?
All right, so what's next on our topic list, Rachel?
So we are actually going to start rating, and we can give a brief explanation to why.
Okay. You want to go first, or should I?
You can go first. We can do 1 out of 5, how he is as a professor.
All right, I think I would give him a 4.9.
Wow.
4.9. He's a good guy, great professor, and just in terms of actually like caring and wanting to see a student succeed, I think he definitely comes in with that mindset, and he definitely makes us feel like we're like there to do something. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty hands-on class. You get to go in, you get to record your own podcast. It's not him just sitting there, lecturing from a PowerPoint for 2 hours. It's actually something that's fun. He sees that we're enjoying what we do, and I feel like he really wants us all to succeed in the end.
So what about the minus 0.1?
I don't know. I feel like I would have been like a kiss ass if I gave him a 5 out of 5, right?
Okay.
I mean, maybe just because of the ending class after 30 minutes, that could have been an email.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Okay, that's valid. Completely understandable.
Yeah.
I think I would go with a 4.7.
Oh.
And the minus 3, we'll start with the negatives first. The 4.3 would definitely be showing up to class. That could be an email. And then me and Chad just bicker. So I feel
they
like
do have a very bickering relationship. In fact, he's in the next room right now. They were bickering right before we started this podcast.
right before. Honestly, once I walked into the radio station, we already had words to say to each other.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's only fair if I take off 0.3.
Okay. Any other reasoning for that, or was it just that?
Oh, it's just that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so next would be difficulty, 1 through 5.
Difficulty. It's not very difficult. I mean, I would give it like a 1.3 for difficulty, I would say. I mean, it's not a difficult class at all. It's very easy. Please don't start making it hard for us now that we're saying this, Chad. This is the only problem that we're doing this. Like, what if he changes everything now? Please don't change anything, Chad.
He definitely won't change anything. I feel like if he hasn't changed anything now with the class, it's not going to change with us.
True. Fingers crossed.
Hoping and praying. And if
Yeah.
anything, he does it after us.
Yes.
So then it just sucks for everyone else.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast and you have a podcasting class with Chad lined up for the fall 2024, I don't know what to tell you.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Next, Rachel. Did you rate it out of difficulty?
No, not yet.
Sorry, I'm jumping the gun.
So I'm going to give it a 1.1.
Okay.
And I feel like we're just going to do crazy numbers. However, the 1.1 it's not difficult at all. So I would give it the 0.1. However, the 1 point goes up because me and Chad just go back and forth.
They do.
So it's difficult to come up with new material.
That is very true. I never thought of that. You are the real victim in this. You have to think of commentary and material every day to make sure you sound funny. I don't know how you do it. Thank you for your service.
Oh, you are so welcome, because that just helped my ego so much because you think I'm funny.
Thank God. Thank God. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so next question. Would you take Professor Chad Roberts again?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of hard because it's my last semester, but if I had the opportunity, I would definitely take his class again. And I'm a little sad that I didn't get to take more classes with him because I was a transfer student. I transferred from Ocean County College. I got here in September of 2022, so I didn't get to take a lot of classes in the comm program. I actually had a lot of the same professors in the comm program, but I would definitely take Chad again, and wish I could have taken some of his classes in the past too.
Well, we're so lucky to have you at Stockton.
Oh, thank you. So it's just an honor to be here every day. I pinch myself.
It's an honor to have you.
All these positive affirmations today.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great vibes. So considering I've taken Chad before and I'm taking him again, I would take him again.
Oh, good.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
Was a textbook used?
If there is one, I don't have it. Am I missing something? Is there supposed to be a textbook? I don't think so. I mean, is there even a podcasting textbook?
There definitely, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, true. They probably have a textbook for everything at this point.
Yeah, but Chad does not use textbooks for any of his class that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about sports broadcasting, which he does in the fall, or spring, whichever one. Because I know.
It's crazy because you love sports.
Oh, yeah, huge sports
You should have
fan.
seen her. We went to a Flyers game a few weeks ago. Sorry to get off on another tangent, but
Go.
the only thing she was there for was the Taylor Swift music and the like the little like scrapers they had it coming out to scrape the ice. Like it was like women, and they were like, I think you like their outfits, right?
It was an experience, to say the
Yes.
least. In my defense, it was my very first hockey game.
No, I think you did. I think you did a good job.
And also in my defense, how can they play Taylor Swift and then not expect me to only listen to that?
It's true. Very true.
For those who do not know, I am a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
I tried not to bring her up.
Chad's chagrin.
Yeah, so try not to bring her up. However, it is Chad's episode, so I need to I need to mention my number one artist, who is, and Chad is her number one hater.
Yeah, very true. He's not a Taylor Swift fan by any means.
No, he is not.
No.
Sucks for him.
What's next?
Next is attendance mandatory?
I haven't missed a class yet, I don't think. Oh, no, I did.
We did.
We had to go to the hockey game that we were just talking about. Sorry, guys. I'm not functioning. It's 10:39 right now, and I don't function before about noon. So, but
I didn't have coffee.
No, I did not have coffee yet. That was probably a bad choice to not have coffee before this. But I don't. Is attendance mandatory?
In all honesty, I want to say yes.
I mean, it probably is.
Only because me, academic validation, whatever. But with him, he doesn't give out A+.
No.
I know that for a fact.
No.
So I like to have almost perfect or close to or perfect attendance, only because, let's just say, because he's a reasonable guy.
No, he is.
So let's just say you're an 89.9.
Yeah.
And you have perfect attendance, that is going up to a 90 and you're going to get an A.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And in all honesty, a lot of comp professors are like that.
Yeah, they're very lax when it comes to that kind of stuff.
As long as you show some kind of interest or motivation, for lack of better words.
Yeah, for sure.
Just show up. You're not going to be there for long, so just show up.
Just show up. That is the message from today's podcast. Just show up.
Basically. Our next section is, what are the 3 to 5 tags we would give him? Because on ratemyprofessor.com, you can do these little bubble texts.
Yes.
Of quick descriptions, just so people get a brief understanding on the professor or the class.
Yes. And we have them all listed here. Should I read them?
Yeah, you can read them off.
They're tough grader, get ready to read, participation matters, group projects, amazing lectures, clear grading criteria, gives good feedback, lots of homework, hilarious, beware of pop quizzes, so many papers, caring, respected, lecture heavy, and test heavy. Those are all the tags that you could use.
You're a beautiful reader.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So what tags would you give Dr. Chad?
Group projects, because we're in a group right now.
Yes.
Caring. And it's a toss-up between respected and hilarious. I don't know. I think you want. He's respected, but I'll go with hilarious because he's a funny guy. You're funny, Chad.
Matt's kissing up now.
Yes. I swore I wouldn't. I just need that GPA to stay up, you know?
Totally understandable. I would do the same. And here we go. So I would say participation matters.
Yeah.
Be on-hands learning.
Yeah.
So you need to do at least the bare minimum.
No, absolutely.
Group projects, you hit the nail on the head there. And I guess I'll go with hilarious. Yeah. He could have some funny jokes. I don't laugh at them. But
yes, you do.
Sometimes.
You, it's more so like you just shake your head.
Well, it's also, a lot of them are directed at me.
They really are. A lot of Chad's humor is based on making fun of Rachel. Yeah. Yep. All right, should we move on to our final review?
Yeah, let's do it. So
I think I pretty much hit everything on the head. I mean, he's a great guy, great professor. I mean, there are some things, like you said, he doesn't give hundreds very easy. He requires you to participate. But all in all, I think he's a great guy, great professor. Like I said, I would definitely take him again. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, for our final reviews, I feel like we're just going to repeat everything that we've already said.
Yeah.
He really does care about his students,
yeah.
I will say. I would definitely put him in top 5 best professors I've had.
He's up there with Toby and Aaron, right?
Yes. He really is. Obviously he is. I'm taking him again.
Yep.
So he has to be doing something right.
Yes, absolutely.
And
there you go, Chad. You're doing something right.
Something. What it is, don't know. But something. Yeah, I mean,
Should we read a few Rate My Professor reviews for Chad?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll read one, and then you could read another.
I think
All right.
he has a couple.
All right, yeah, this one is from January 18th, 2024, pretty recent. It goes, Best professor, pay attention, show up, and ask tons of questions. No dumb question is a bad question. If you feel lost, he will certainly help, and he'll get to know your peers, and they can also help.
Yeah, pretty solid review.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, this one, the one right underneath it, May 1st, 2023. Don't go 4 years at Stockton without taking Chad. He is a gem and you will not regret taking him. The hardest part about sports broadcasting was the weekly quiz on the latest sports news, but the class itself was a piece of cake. At least 3 guest speakers and he really cares about his students. Lectures are interesting and he's hilarious.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to scroll down and read a one that's from about, let's see, that's about 5 years ago. It's from January 17th, 2019. Chad is a professor who truly loves what he teaches. Lectures are in-depth, the material is friendly, but you can't slack off in his class. Very true. There's not a lot of homework. Quizzes and tests aren't too bad, and for any student who does their work but doesn't want to get slammed, I'd recommend taking one of his classes, particularly comm students, and that was for comm 3501. I don't know what class that is.
I'm not 35. I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess we can ask him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, these reviews are pretty solid. They tell you exactly what you need.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said, he had a 5 out of 5 on Rate My Professor. That's pretty hard to do because a lot of people are haters.
Yeah.
So many haters.
And we'll get into that in the next couple weeks or so, because we're gonna definitely have different opinions
For sure.
than what people do on this website.
Yes, because there are some mean reviewers out there that I think just like to go out and give mean reviews just for the sake of giving mean reviews.
And for those who give mean reviews, I'm all in support of your First Amendment rights. However,
We're pro First Amendment on the Rate My Professor podcast.
Yeah, duh, journalists.
Yes.
However, if you are in the wrong and you don't do your work and the professor is just there to help you and you just don't do what they're telling you to do, that is your fault and your problem.
Go off, Rachel.
It makes me so upset.
No, I agree. And here's a question for you. Have you ever given a Rate My Professor review?
I have.
I've only done it a couple times, and it was in my community college because I had 2 professors that were really bad, and I hated them.
Oh.
So yeah, it was an English professor and an environmental science professor that I did not like, and I gave a Rate My Professor review. But no, I mean, actually, I think I did do one. I think I did one for Newman, actually, because I really like Newman, Professor Newman.
Yes.
He's another great comm professor here at the university. I think I left him a review because who doesn't love Jeremy Newman? Am I right?
I'm taking Newman right now.
You got to tell him I said hi.
I definitely will. He's also my preceptor.
Oh, look at that.
He's a great guy.
Nice.
I've done 2 reviews. I've done one for Diane D'Amico, great gal, and then I did one for Larissa Platt, who I took freshman year, first semester, and it was for college writing. Great gal. Pointed me out in front of the whole class, basically telling me that I'm the best writer.
Wow. I'm sure you love that.
Oh my god, my ego loved it. However, she did look at my roommate, because I had the class with my roommate.
Yeah.
She looked at my roommate and told her to basically have me write her paper for her so she can pass the class.
Oh my god.
Maybe we'll bleep out her name so
Okay.
she doesn't get in trouble. I don't know if she's still here or if she retired. Haven't talked to her since.
Oh.
If you're here, thank you, Professor Platt.
Thank you for boosting Rachel's ego.
Yes.
Yes. It's always a good thing.
It's the reason I became a writing minor.
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
I think this was a great first podcast, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I hope our loyal listeners think so too. But I think this was a lot of fun. It was a great first experience, and I hope you come back because we have some great, funny, insane guests lined up. I would definitely not want to miss our next few podcasts. I think they're going to be lots of fun.
Next 3, actually.
Yes, next 3.
Our next 3.
Yes.
And we are going to have to keep that on the low to who our guests are.
They're very special, and it's very hard to get a hold of them.
They are very special to the comm program in general.
Yes.
It's
truly
impossible.
insane, but great people.
Truly.
All right. Well, I think that concludes our first episode.
I think so too.
I'm Matt Cavallo.
And I'm Rachel Zvansky.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rate My Professor podcast. We'll see you next week.
Bye.